welcome to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures with your host Hiker Lou. And today I'm at this old dead pine tree log that's been dead for a very long time, as you could see. And it was ravaged by termites. And it could have been beetles, and it could have been carpenter ants. But you can see the destruction. And what I'm going to do is take a further look and examine this tree and go over a few things about it. And also, I see the potential for some fatwood, okay? And we're going to look into that also. So just stay with me until I set up, and then we can just take a further look. Okay, be right back. Okay folks, welcome back to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, and I'm your host Hiker Lou. And here we are looking at this tree. It's been dead a long time. And I'm going to cut into it. And I do see evidence of termite damage. I'm looking for signs that it's been eaten by beetles. The Southern Pine Beetle. I'm looking for holes. Turning this over. I don't see signs of the beetle infestation. Maybe because of the stage that this tree is in. Of being decomposed. And we do have some life here. And what I'm doing is chopping away at some of this corroded stuff, because I'm sure there's fatwood in here. There's evidence of fatwood right there, as you can see. These are the knots, the hardest part of the tree. And boy, that was hard. Yes, look at that. That end right there. So we got a little piece. Yes, look at that. Beautiful fatwood. In places that you may not even expect to find it. Yes, sir. There we are. Beautiful pieces of fatwood. And we have one more knot here. Yes, folks. There's fatwood right there. And these are the knots, and this is the hardest part of the tree. That's where you may find a lot of large concentration of resin. There we are. That's fatwood. And this is a solid piece of wood. It's a solid piece. And from here we're going to go to that other pine tree that has fallen over, that's been dead quite a long time, with the root systems. And I'm going to take samples and show you the evidence of the carpenter ants infestation. Fatwood right there, folks. Okay. Welcome back, folks, to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures with your host, Hiker Lou. And I'm cutting into this piece here that showed some Fatwood. So I'm going to kind of cut into this and see what it looks like. You can see the Fatwoods right there, but I want to cut into this to make sure. So just hang out. There we are. There's not much Fatwood here, but this little piece is good enough for me, along with the knots that I got collected here. Okay, I don't see anything really in this, but I'll chop down to see. Cut down one more time. I do see pieces of Fatwood, so this little piece I'm going to take along with me, and you can also see that side. Okay. All right, folks. And I have a piece here that I found. There's another little piece. You could do a lot of things with Fatwood. Doesn't have to be the biggest pieces, the biggest trees or logs. Okay, I'm going to move on from this tree, and we're going to go to another tree, and then I'm going to start to look at the damage that was caused by multiple species of insects. So I just don't put the blame on one species. You have to understand it's like a chain cycle, of balance of nature. I believe as the tree gets older, their defense mechanisms weaken, and I don't know if the insects live on that tree long enough to sense that and begin to attack and start eating at the tree and killing it. We don't know. I don't know. I have to do further study on that. But I do know there's more than one species of insects that ravage a tree. And the question is, are they doing it all at once? Or does one open the door for the rest of them to come to start eating at the tree and killing it? So just stay with me. We're going to go to this new location where that tree is, and I'm going to take samples and take it back to the table and go over these samples with you and explain exactly the devastating effects from carpenter ants as well as termites, and also the Southern Pine Beattle, which creates more havoc than any insect on pine trees. So stay with me. Be right back. Hiker Lou from the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. Welcome back to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures with your host Hiker Lou, and I want to show you some of this wood that I just harvested from a absolutely dead pine tree. It's been dead many years, and I was able to still find some pieces of Fatwood in it. as you can clearly see. There's just so much you can do with Fatwood. Okay, so it's something that I just harvested. Now we're going to move on to the next location and talk about a dead pine tree and how it died, most likely died. I'll be right back with you. This is Lou from the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. Welcome back, folks, to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures with your host, Hiker Lou. And I came across this tree, and I believe it's either dying or dead. But there's evidence of a insect infestation, and I believe it could be the Southern Pine Beattle. And there's the holes right there, the evidence that something is eaten in this tree. And it doesn't look like well, it's still held. There's the evidence, folks, of infestation by insects. And you can see the holes. Clearly see it. You can see that all in the wood. And now we're going to try to find out what are the species that are killing these trees, and the most aggressive ones out of all of them. I'm sure there are more than one species of insects that are eating at this tree. And my question is, does one open the door like a gateway for the other ones to follow once the tree, has been compromised? And once the tree has been compromised from its defense systems, we have to find out. And I'm looking at this here, and there's a pine. Looked like it was probably connected down there, also eaten away, as you can see. Welcome back to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, and this is your host, Hiker Lou. And here are the carpenter ants. I gotta pull this a little closer myself so I can see what I'm recording. And you can see them. And these carpenter ants are very destructive to trees. You can see that, all of them down there. They're all around there. This is they burrowed into this tree really deep, and this is at the root system. So the question is, at what point did they start to burrow through the tree? Was it dead already? Was it alive, dying in the process? At what stage of the tree does these ants start becoming aggressive toward the tree and destroying it? You can see that. Look at these ants, folks. Look at that. Look at that. And this is their nest. A colony of carpenter ants. What I call red ants. But they're carpenter ants, and they're very destructive. So destructive, they fall in the same category as termites. The only difference, termites, they eat the wood. But carpenter ants, they burrow through the wood and create and make their nest. That's the only difference. They don't eat wood, but they destroy wood. They ravage the tree. It's just such a sad thing to see, that these trees, it has to be some way of working with nature, calming these insects down from their destructive behavior toward trees. So I'm sure these ants can find other sources of making a home for themselves besides eating away at a tree. So this is what I want to show to you and get back to you on. And these are the carpenter ants that I've spoken to about. This tree is totally dead. You can see it. Look right down the line. That tree is dead. And the root system is overturned. And also this tree here that I showed you yesterday. This tree is on its way down. It's not going to be long before this tree collapses. And here's the evidence also. The Southern Pine Beattle, which is one of the most destructive insects toward pine trees. So we're going to move along, and I'm going to look for another tree to show to you and collect samples. Okay, this is Hiker Lou with the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, and I'll be right back with you. Welcome back to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures with your host Hiker Lou. Now I want to show you something, a growth on a dead tree. Move this out the way. You can see that. That's growth. Get under it a little bit. It looks like mushrooms or some type of fungus growth on the tree. And that's all the natural process of a dead tree. Other things grows from it. Here's another piece, better example of it. Look at that, folks. I'm gonna take a little piece, extract just a little piece of it. It's solid. I don't know what this is, but I would say I would guess it's a some type of fungus growth. Give you a better view of that. There's a lot more here, even bigger pieces. You can see that. I believe this is an oak tree, a dead oak tree. I want to share this with you. Your comments are welcome. If you have any idea what this growth is on this tree, this is what the bark looks like. To me, it looks like an oak tree. And like I said, that's a fungus growth of some kind. This tree has been dead quite a while. So we're going to move on to my hiking adventures and keep going forward deeper into the woods. So stay with me, folks. This is Hiker Lou with the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. Welcome back, folks, to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures with your host Hiker Lou. I want to show you this that I came upon out here. And look at that huge oak tree. And look how many trees are connected. This is all connected to the same root system when it fell. And that's amazing. Huge, huge tree. Could have been down by a storm. But look at that, folks. Look at that maze of all of those fallen trees and the root systems. These are all oaks. There's no pine here. All oak trees, folks. That's an incredible sight. Coming through here now, if I go into a jungle. Look at the incredible root system. These are incredible images here, folks. Look at this pine, beautiful pines. So look at that, how beautiful they are. It's almost like being in another world right now. And I see some dead trees here. There's a lot of dead trees back here. And it looks like somebody camped out there. No longer there. An amazing thing here, folks. Look at that. To show you the scope of how big this tree is. Look at that. And it just keeps going and going and going. All the way. Give you this view. Right there. If I could jump up on these. Maybe I can jump up. Show you that. Look at that, folks. An amazing piece of nature here. And trees live and they die. And in time, this all will turn back to soil. From dust to dust. Look at that. Incredible root system. There's no pine here. These are all oaks, but look at that. All just like one tree connected. All of those trunks. They grew so close to each other, and when it fell over, they all died together. Such a sad thing to see. Okay, we're going to work our way out of here now. Wow, this is an amazing thing here. So this is a part of the woods that I have not taken you to, and there's a lot more to come. So all I have around me are oaks. Take a look over here. Look at this, that turned over also. You can see that. And look at that tree just all the way down. And one's back there also. Okay. There's a pine tree right there. There's a couple of pines that I can see. Don't know if that's a down pine there. Oh, that's part of the oak tree. Okay, folks. We'll take a hike back to where the direction we came from. This is Hikaloo with the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, and I will see you soon. Welcome back, folks, to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, and I want to show you the bark of this pine tree, and I believe it's called loblolly. It's a southern yellow pine, and I'm going to go right up to show you how beautiful this tree is. Keep going all the way up till you can see all of those acorns hanging off the branches. We'll take you back to this tree and come down. There's a pine right there. Look at this beautiful pine, folks. Look at that. That's nature at work. And look how beautiful, majestic this tree is. All the way up. Show you that. Now that's beautiful, folks. And the way all the vines and everything is in unison, growing together, living it together, creating its own ecosystem. And like I said, the insects are part of that ecosystem. And so are birds and squirrels. But the only thing that I'm contemplating now is why are the insects becoming so destructive to a source that could be their protection, their nourishment, place to live, and they destroy it. Okay, there's one right in the background too. We're going to keep moving. Stay with me, folks. Welcome back, folks, to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures with your host, Hikaloo. And I just want to share another piece of nature with you. Natural growth of fungus on a dead oak tree. And look how beautiful that is. Get you nice and close. You'll see the way it's growing out of there. Oh yeah, that's it. That's just a picture. That's just something I want to share with you folks as I'm on my hiking adventures out here today. Just showing you some of the natural process. And here's some of that other growth that I showed you before earlier. More of that growth. Get underneath that, show it to you. There we are, right there. Wow, amazing, whatever that is. There we are. That's better focus there, folks. All right. We're going to be in search of a dead pine. I'll be right back with you shortly, folks. Welcome back, folks, to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. And I just came across a gold mine of Fatwood. I cut into it, chopped up a little bit, and look at that. Beautiful Fatwood coming back to the cutting table with me. And I want to show you this long piece here. Look at this, folks. That whole thing all the way down, and there's a trunk in the background. That's an amazing find. I also found this trunk here. I'm going to show you this trunk. 2 trunks, 3 trunks all together. Look at that. That's a dead trunk. I'm going to investigate. And this big trunk right here. That's a huge pine wood trunk, as you can tell by the bark. This is a beautiful find right here, folks. The only concerns I may have, I just hope it's not a home for snakes. You can see that. All this is just crumbling away. So I'm sure there's something in there. And this will be my next video, because I'm about done for the day. And there's the log. This is part of the tree that fell from this stump. And it's been there a very long time. A long time, folks. Just to show you, this tree has been there a long time. So incredible finds toward the end of my hiking adventure. And a couple of trunks, 3 pine wood trunks. We got one there, We got one right there. And we have this one that I found chopped up a little bit. I have enough for today. I have enough of Fatwood for today. And this beautiful, amazing piece of dead pine wood. Amazing find, folks, amazing find. Okay, this is Hikaloo with the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. Be safe. See you back at the table. Welcome back, folks, to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, and I'm your host, Hikaloo. I just got back from hiking in the woods on my hiking adventures, and this is some old, really super old fatwood that I had extracted from dead trees, and I discovered just before ending my hiking adventure, I discovered 3 old, rotted out stumps with the tree actually fell sideways, so you have the length of the tree that's parallel to note that I discovered 3 rotted out pine trunks, and I know there's some fatwood in there once I start digging in. Also the whole length of the tree on the side of all 3 of these trunks. What an amazing find, and I'm going to show that to you when I begin the video. You'll see, just as I ended my hiking adventures, I discovered 3 of them close by to each other. What an incredible find, folks. That's going to be my next video, but I won't be extracting everything, but just a little bit from each of them to see the quality of fatwood that I'm going to extract from them, just to give you an idea how beautiful this fatwood is. I haven't processed anything yet, but you can see that I cut into it just to confirm that it is fatwood. And these are a lot of knots, and knots are very hard. That's the hardest part of the tree, are the knots, and I have a skill of getting and cutting into them and extracting the fatwood and making pieces that I could use, especially for making fatwood necklaces, survival fatwood necklaces. You can see the quality. Look at that beautiful color. And this is really old wood, dead old pine wood. Nothing that I'm extracting. There's nothing that I'm killing or cutting into that's alive. Everything has been dead for, I would say, 50 years at least. So today I'm not going to be doing any processing because I'm a little tired, but tomorrow I will resume, and that'll be a day of processing a lot of the fatwood that I had extracted and collected that I harvest on my hiking adventures. So that'll be tomorrow when I'm going to bring some wood out and start processing it. So join me tomorrow on my exciting hiking and camping adventures. So stay tuned and join me tomorrow, and we'll get some of this fatwood processed. Okay, this is Hikaloo from the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. Be safe. Welcome back to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, and I'm your host, Hikaloo. And here is some wood that I processed, fatwood that is, that I processed to make survival fatwood necklaces. So what I have here is a finished product that I'm going to make a survival fatwood necklaces out of. So I'm going to be using this wood to make fatwood survival necklaces, and it's all processed already. It's more like in a raw form. It's not really perfectly cut, but it's what I made, and I'm going to process this and burn holes in each of them, run a paracord through it with a ferrocerium rod and a striker, and of course you need to have something to actually shave this wood off. Any type of sharp object, a pocket knife would be ideal. So I just want to show you what I processed, and this is the wood. Premium fatwood for a survival fatwood necklace. You can't get any better than this, folks. Look at that, the quality of this wood. And that's what's going into a survival fatwood necklace. These are premium pieces, choice cuts, I would call it. Choice cuts of fatwood. Look at that, folks. Look how beautiful this fatwood is right there. Look at that. Beautiful pieces. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this, folks. Like I always say, this is good as it gets. Doesn't get any better than this. Look at that. That's what you call some serious fatwood there. Okay, I just want to share this little update with you on the project that I'm working on, making these survival fatwood necklaces. I may be considering selling them on eBay and Amazon, but definitely a good price with the whole kit included. Okay, this is Hikaloo from the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. Be safe. Welcome back, folks, to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, and I'm your host, Hikaloo. So I have a cutting board, and I'm going to give a demonstration of how this wood goes right up with most likely one strike. I have a ferro cerium rod with a striker. It's a little windy, but I'm just going to give you a small demonstration. This is what you do with the shavings. You could just cut some shavings off like this, or you could do it with a thumb or the back of the knife. Make some really fine shavings. And this is premium fatwood, folks. It doesn't get any better than this. Some from another piece of really serious premium fatwood and take some shavings off. This is a perfect knife for it, to get the shavings off. You can see that how nice it comes right off too. Now, this is premium fatwood, folks. Doesn't get any better than this. Doesn't get any better than this. Take this little piece off there because it's kind of slowing me down. Now we can go straight across. Right on the edge, you want to get it like on a corner, on the edge, and it comes right off nice and easy. And I believe I got enough shavings to give you a little demonstration. That's enough, I believe. But you can see how beautiful and fluffy, and this smells really good. So what I'm going to do is just use the ferro cerium rod with a striker. Usually this should go up right, got to do the other side, right there, right up, folks. That's how it just lights right up. Okay, it's pretty windy out here, so I'm going to just let it burn for a minute to show you how long this stays lit to work with you getting a fire lit. So it stays lit long enough so you could throw twigs and branches and eventually throw some logs and build your fire. So this is what it's about, folks, right here. That's just shavings from a piece of fatwood. And this is going to be one of my necklaces that I'm making, this piece right here. So just to show you how this stuff takes right up. Turn that off now. Make sure these ambers are all out. It's windy. This is completely out now. Just want to give you that demonstration, folks. This is the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, and I'm your host, Hikaloo. Be safe.